Hello everyone. Today we will be looking at the basics of front-end design, and we will see here what is specification means in VLSI design cycle. See, the front-end design, it involves mainly three things. The first one is RTL coding. RTL coding means the VHDL or Verilog language. If it follows the coding guidelines or the rules, then it is called RTL code. Second one is synthesis. Synthesis is a process where hardware description language is converted into structural or gate level design. The third one is the verification steps. Here we check the functional correctness of the logic design, okay, or the logic that we have built using different verification methodology. Okay. Some people say that synthesis is not part of front-end design, or in some VLSI design cycle also they will not show that synthesis is part of front-end design. But what I believe that it depends on the workplace, the place where you work, and it also depends on the involvement of front-end engineers. If any workplace that involves front-end design engineer for this step, this synthesis steps, and definitely front-end design engineers are part of synthesis steps, means their involvement will be always there for the synthesis steps. In such scenario, that means if front-end design engineers work also involves the synthesis process or synthesis steps, then definitely synthesis will be part of front-end design at such workplace. Okay, so don't get confused if someone say that synthesis is not part of front-end design. What we have to remember, it purely depends on the involvement of the front-end design engineers. If they are part of synthesis steps, then definitely synthesis is part of front-end design at that workplace. Okay, so it depends on the workplace and the involvement of the front-end design engineers. Okay. So what is a front-end design? The loose definition I can give here, it is a conversion of behavioral design into a structural design by synthesis process. See, the structural can refer to a block level also. Okay, it can be gate level or it can be block level. So any design that involves the conversion of behavioral design into the structural design by a process called synthesis is called front-end design. So the earlier steps of any logic design, if someone wants to design a logic, the first step is always the high level design or the behavioral design. So in order to define the behavior of any logic, first we go with high level design. See, never think that the first step is always RTL coding. RTL coding is the later step. Okay, the first step is always the behavioral design, and this behavioral design includes algorithm and flowchart. So earlier step for any logic design or any circuit design will be behavioral design, which involves algorithmic level design or flowchart level design. And if it is algorithmic level or flowchart level design, then definitely it doesn't include any hardware description. It doesn't give any information about the hardware implementation. It is just a block level design. Okay, so what we have to remember here is the first step for any logic design is high level design, and that is called behavioral design. And in this design, what we do, we use algorithm and flowchart to design our logic, and it doesn't give any information about the hardware description. Okay, and the later stage it overtakes RTL. Okay, so if the behavioral design are specified using algorithm or flowchart, then the corresponding structural level, see here, it is the conversion of behavioral design to structural level design. Okay, so when the behavioral design involves algorithm or the flowchart, then its corresponding structural level includes basic building blocks. It just includes the building blocks like microprocessor, memory, etc. Okay, and the interconnection like buses. So when any behavioral design includes algorithm and flowchart, then its structural level design includes processor, memory, and the buses. So these are all block level design, and it doesn't give any information about the hardware implementation part. Okay, but if the scenario is different, that means if behavioral design involves register transfer, that means RTL. If the behavioral design involves RTL, then its corresponding structural level design includes register, mux, ALU, all these components. Okay. If behavioral design includes finite state machine or Boolean expression, then its structural level design includes gates or flip-flops. If behavioral level design of any logic or any circuit is transistor level design, then its corresponding structural level design will include the transistor level design. Transistor, okay. So what we understood here is the behavior of the design can be specified in terms of RTL, FSM, Boolean expression in lower level, okay. In lower level, any behavior design can be specified in terms of RTL, FSM or Boolean expression. And if it is higher level design, that it involves algorithm and flowchart. Okay. So what is a behavioral code then? Behavioral design is it defines the behavior of digital component. It doesn't give any information how it will be implemented into the actual hardware. And it will not give any information how registers and gate will be implemented to perform any operation. So it is algorithmic or flowchart level design. Okay. See here, the earlier step will be always behavioral level, and later RTL design overtakes it. Okay. So for any logic design, the first step will be behavioral level design. Then in the later stage, what happens? The RTL overtakes it. Okay. So this is my front end design cycle. Okay, the first two steps here, the system specification and architectural level design. Okay, these two steps are common to all the VLSI design cycle. Okay, so we can say here it is not part of VLSI design cycle, but as it is in every VLSI design cycle, so I have included here. Okay. So front-end design flow, if you want to skip these steps or ignore this step, then also it is okay. But we have to understand this system specification, okay? I will explain this, what is system specification, okay? The basics of. So front-end design, mostly front-end design flow, it includes this logic design. And logic design is nothing but here, the low-level design is RTL coding. The second one is the functional verification to check the functional correctness of the design as per the spec. Okay, we will develop a spec as per the spec. We'll check the functional correctness of the design, okay, and we use a system verilog or different methodology like UVM, VMM for the functional verification. And the third step it involves is logic synthesis, okay, and another step is there, but it is not part of, we can say, front-end design flow, that is formal verification. Here we check whether RTL equal to netlist or not. But some workplace they may include this fourth part, formal verification, as part of front-end design flow. That's why I have given here. Okay. So what is a specification and architecture? Specification, the specification is also sometimes it is written like spec. Okay. So whenever you will find this word SPSC, that means it is a specification. Okay. See, let me give you one example. See, let's say one client is there. That client wants a product mobile phone. Okay, it wants to design a mobile phone. So it will go to a supplier. Supplier means they make the product. They make mobile phone. Okay. Then client will say that they want a product, that mobile phone, and they will give some information about this mobile phone. What information they will provide? The first one is the business goal. The client will provide information like business goal and what the product is for. Okay, so business goal is nothing but it involves two things. The first one is profitable, and here is marketable. So business goal involves profitable and marketable. Marketable, profitable means you know very well. That means if they will sell the product, here the mobile phone, then they will get profit or not. That is profitable, we know. Okay, and what is marketable? Marketable means once they design the product, or once they supply the product, this mobile phone, to the market, that means whether people are going to buy it or not. That means whether it depends on whether the customer or the user, they will like it or not. So user must like it in order for any product to be marketable. So marketable means it depends on the user choice or customer requirement. It must fulfill the user customer requirement. Okay, and this marketable also depends on many factors, like whether the product, here the mobile phone, includes latest hardware or not, latest software or not. Okay, so all these things involves business goals, profitable and marketable. Then the second one is what the product is for. And mobile phone, what the product is for? It can be for game, right? It can be for just calling purpose, then multimedia purpose. Okay, because all these requirement, it involves again the profitability and the hardware and software involvement. For example, if the mobile phone is for game, then definitely the hardware and software will be different than if it is for just calling purpose. And if it is for multimedia purpose, that means just for social media, video watching, movie watching, then definitely its hardware and software will be different. Okay, so there has to be a balance between profitability and the marketable things. Okay, balance has to be there. We cannot go with all the time this profitable. If we'll go with profitable, then probability is there that we'll ignore some of the things that the customer, they may not like it. Okay, so the first thing what the client will tell to the supplier is what the product is for and their business goal. And depending on all these things, the supplier will design a product based on the specification or based on the requirement. These are the requirement of a client. Okay, then there are some other factors like size. It depends on size also. Size, then color, then battery capacity. All these things are part of this client requirement. Okay, so all these requirements will be written. All the requirement will be written. So the client will write their needs and wishes. So all these requirement and the wishes will be written in a document. Okay, that document will be provided to supplier. Then supplier will understand, they will try to understand that document, and they will make their own document, that what they understood. Okay, and that part is called spec. So when the supplier try to understand the needs and the wishes of the client and they make a document of their own, that written document is called spec. So spec is written document from the perspective of the customer or the user. Okay, so once the specification is final, then they both discuss about the product. Okay, then if the client agrees with what is written into that spec, then what they will do, the supplier will start the work. They will start thinking about the designing part. Okay, and the document, the spec, it need not to be technical if the customer is not from the technical background. So if the customer is not from technical background, then the document that has been written may not be technical. Okay, it involves the business goal. I have already explained here what is business goal: profitable and marketable. Okay, profitable means they should get more money, and marketable means customer should buy it. Okay, it involves many factors. So the business goals, that is marketable and profitable, the business goal, requirement, content. See, marketable and profitable, this content may not be suitable for a IC engineers. Okay, for example, if the IC engineers will, for example, see the business goal, just by knowing the business goals of the client, okay, here the IC engineer cannot design the required product just knowing this business goals. So what, the spec has to be transformed, the spec has to be the content that has been written into the spec, that has to be transformed into a different format, right? Because IC engineers, they cannot design a product just by knowing the business goals of a client. Then what they will do, then architecture is designed. Then the next part is the architecture part, this part, okay. Then the architecture is designed, and it includes some functional blocks. It includes the functional blocks to achieve the customer's business goal. Okay, architecture involves designing a functional block to achieve customers' business goals. Customer business goals means how they intend to use it and what they want to accomplish. Here I have already mentioned here I already explained the business goal and what the product is for. Okay, so the business goal, how they intend to use it, how the customer is going to use that product, and what they want to accomplish, and the functional specification. There will be a functional they will develop a functional specification. There is another specification called requirement specification. Requirement specification is satisfied by the product. Okay, and the design specification. Requirement specification means what is the requirement, what is the requirement of a client, what they want, and design specification is how it has to be fulfilled. See, requirement specification is what is the requirement of a client, and how that has to be fulfilled is called design. How part is design specification, and requirement specification is what is the requirement, then it will be realized using the implementation. So here the requirement of the client and how that has to be fulfilled will be implemented, that has to be implemented. Okay, so here it gives this spec gives the information like what the IC does. What the IC does means functional specification. What is the functionality of the IC, and what the IC has to have in order to be marketable and potentially profitable. So these are business goal, right? So two things here, there is involvement of two things. One is functional specification, and another thing is business goal for any product. So this spec is, the specification is like source material, like data sheet. We know a data sheet, right? So spec is nothing but kind of data sheet which describes the chip architecture, the architecture part, then the input output structure, then electrical characteristic. Okay, see, this spec is technical spec. Okay, this spec can be non-technical also. Okay, the spec involves chip architecture, IO structure and its electrical characteristic, then design constraint, quality standards, and the device operation. Okay, so this is a kind of data sheet. The spec is kind of data sheet. Okay, then another important thing is the budget. Then the budget is decided. Okay, because without budget we cannot design a better product. The budget will be always a constant. See, budget will always be a constant. So then budget will be decided where they choose the foundry, because the product has to be designed in the foundry also, in the foundry or the process. So the budget decides when or where they choose the foundry or process to use to accomplish the goals. Okay, here the goals means marketable and profitable. Okay, this is the goal. Then these functional blocks, because they have designed the architecture, right? After the spec they design the architecture, and these with the help of some functional blocks, and these functional blocks are either designed, that means whatever they have included inside the architecture part, that is functional blocks, are either designed or procured from the IP vendors. It depends on the budget. If they have sufficient budget, then what they will do, what the company will do, they will either design or they will procure it from the IP vendors. So it depends on the budget and it depends on the facility. If they have the budget, then directly they can get it from the IP vendors. If they have the facility, then directly they have facility means they can design by their own. If they have budget, then they can get it from the IP vendors. Here the process means, the process or foundry means whether it is the technology that they are going to use for designing that product, like 28 nanometer, 10 nanometer, 7 nanometer. See, marketable will be always there. Marketable, again, see, already I explained here, marketable also includes the latest technology as per the customer requirement, hardware and software requirement. If it is hardware, then definitely we have to use, if we want the marketable that user must like it, then definitely hardware must be latest one. For example, 7 nanometer, 10 nanometer, 12 nanometer kind of thing. Okay, and software like for example Android phone, the Android 11, Android 10. We cannot use Android 7, right? So these are business goal. Okay, then all these blocks, all these functional blocks are integrated. And then verification is performed on the architectural model and the RTL model simultaneously. So that functional blocks are designed using the RTL. First they will design the behavioral code, first they will go with behavioral design that involves algorithm, then flowchart or FSM or RTL. Okay, they will design the functional blocks, and after that what they will do, they will integrate all the functional blocks and they will perform the verification on either architectural model. Simultaneously they will do verification for the architectural model and the RTL model. Okay, here architectural model means block level design. So they have to develop a model and verify it. Okay, so simultaneously it will be done, both RTL level verification and block level verification. See, this is one example for this device specification. So this is one document, device specification document. Here, see, first one is the name of the product, then performance characteristic, here description, then accessories, functional parameter, limitation, then classifications are there, regulatory, commercial, then physical characteristic like weight, size. See, this is device specification document. Then it will give color, shape, then operating temperature, vibration and shock, voltage limits, humidity, then active ingredients, materials that has been used, labeling, accessories, then safety and performance consideration like chemical safety, electrical safety, heat, sharp moving parts, chemicals. So this all involves, this is included inside this device specification document. Okay, this is one example specification. For example, it is one example that mobile phone specification, like display information, processor information, camera information, battery information, RAM, this operating system, then storage, what should be the display size, what should be the hardware, what should be the camera, then what should be the software, then form factor like touch screen, then dimension, weight, battery capacity, different connectivity. So these are all part of specification. This is mobile specification. Okay, so this is all about this specification and how the product is, when the product is going to be designed, what are the factors that is involved, and how the specification works, and what is inside the specification, and how the client requirement is converted into a product. This is what I tried to explain in this tutorial. And so this is all part of this front end design, because we need to understand all these things at least basic level so that we can design a better product. So front end design engineer has to understand all these things so that they will be able to develop a efficient product. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and if you like the content, then please do like the press button and subscribe this channel, and if you want, you can share this content with your friends. So thank you so much for watching.